Hello everyone, welcome to day 27 of the 100 days lead codes and data structures challenge. Today we'll be solving diffuse the bomb, and I've already read through this question before. I encourage you to read through it while you are solving it. So these are the three conditions that we're going to be focused on today. The multiple condition, but first of all, if k is greater than 0, replace the ith number with the number of the next k numbers. If k is less than 0, replace the ith number with the sum of the previous k numbers. And if k is equal to 0, replace the ith number with 0. So as code is circular and the next element of code n-1 is code 0. So what this is basically saying is this is how to solve this problem. This is the mindset to go through it with it. So now in this scenario, k is greater than 0, k is equal to 3. We're going to replace 5 here with everything. After 5, 3 times, we add everything together. So 7 plus 1 plus 4 will give us 12. So we're going to put 12 here instead. When it comes to 7, we're going to replace 7 with 1 plus 4 plus 5 because it's a circular array. That will give us 10. Same thing with 1. We'll replace 1 with 16 because that will be 4 plus 5 plus 7, which is 16. Okay? Now, example 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. K is equal to 0. What we're going to do here is the condition states that if k is equal to 0, replace the ith number with 0. So since we're looping through everything, I is going to be 0 here. That's why output is going to be 0 for everything. Then for example 3, what we have here, k is less than 0. So now we're going to be summing everything before the ith number. So when we have 2 here, we're going to say 9 plus 3, 12. We're going to replace 2 with 12. When we have 4, we'll replace 4 with 2 plus 3, which is 5. When we have 9, we'll replace 9 with 4 plus 2, which is 6. So everything before. And it's very important that you recognize that this is a circular array, meaning that it doesn't necessarily end, it continues. Okay? Now, let's begin. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to store the length of my code as code len. Okay? Code len is going to be the length of my code. So this is going to be len code. That's the first step that we're going to take today. Then after that, we're going to start with the condition of if k is equal to 0. So if k is equal to 0, okay, we are going to return 0 times the length of our code array. Okay, the length of our code array times code len. Sorry about typing issues. Then our result is now going to be 0 times the length of code len. Okay? I'm making this a bit fast because I know some people they just want a quick solution, okay? Now, we're going to have another condition. If k is greater than 0, which is our other condition that we have here. Remember, what we do is that we start adding everything after the ith value k times. So the first thing we're going to say is that the length, like our array code, plus code backwards, because we want a situation where if it ends, we can continue, so in a circular motion. Okay? Now, we're going to start it again. If it continues, we just keep on going again and again. So now we're going to loop through it. So we're going to say for I in range code len -1, comma -1, comma -1, because we're going through it over and over. We're going to say if I is equal to n-1, if I is equal to n-1, we're going to add everything from the ith point forward. Okay? So we're going to say the results array, right, that individual value is equal to the sum of all the values after I. So we're fulfilling our condition that the question told us. Okay? I hope you're following. Then else, the else statement, if like I is not equal to n minus 1, and it's not n minus 1, I apologize, it's code len minus 1. If our I is not equal to the length of our code minus 1, this is what we're going to do. So this is what we're going to put in the else statement instead. We're going to add everything backwards, okay? So, no, we're going to add everything from after I, okay? But in case that one finishes, we're going to start adding again from backwards, the same way I showed you in this solution, right? So if you remember, when it is 4, for instance, and case 3, we're going to say 5 plus 7 plus 1, which is 13, okay? So let's continue. So we're going to say else res I is equal to res, when I say res, a result array I plus 1, okay? We're going to add what is after it plus code I plus 1 minus code I plus 1 plus k. Plus k. Now, after that, we're going to return res outside our for loop, okay? So return res. Let's see. Okay. Now for our last condition, if k is less than 0, meaning k is negative, k is a negative number, we're going similar to how we solved it before. Just a few changes is that we are adding from backwards, okay, not from forwards. We're adding it backwards. So it's going to be code is equal to code k, not j, okay, k plus code, and then okay, because it's a circular array, then I'm going to say for I in range n, I'm going to say if I is equal to 0, I'm going to say the result I, that individual value in our result array, is going to be equal to the sum of everything backwards k times, okay? So it's going to be equal to the sum of everything in the sum of values after I backwards, right? After res I backwards, so code sum of everything backwards. And remember, k is a negative value, so that's why it's negative k there, right? So we're putting it backwards, and then else, right, if I is not equal to 0, right, if I is not the first element in our array, in our res array, in our code array, sorry, we're going to say res I is now going to be equal to res I minus 1 plus, and this is not range n, I'm so sorry for always using n, it's actually code len res I equals to res I minus 1 plus code I minus 1 minus k minus code I minus 1. Then we return res, and we're returning after the for loop. So let's see if I have any spelling errors. I'm just going to, sorry, I want to, how am I going to switch this back now? Let's try running this. Okay, network error. So I probably have a mistake in my code. So let's jump through it again. So this is what I did. Said that code len is equal to length of my code. If k is equal to 0, we're going to return 0 times the length of our code. Then, and just let me fix this spacing real quick, just in case. Then after that, if k is greater than 0, set this, yes. Then for I in this, code length -1, -1, -1, then, okay. My spacing is not consistent, I apologize about that. Where's I plus 1? Code plus 1. Okay. Then we return the rest value after. Okay. Then if k is less than 0, yes, for I in range code len, if I is equal to 0, whereas I is equal to sum of code, everything backwards, right? Because remember, if it's the first element in the array, we have sum everything backwards. Else, whereas I is equal to this plus this minus this. Okay, let's add some spacing over here so our Python looks neat. Then return res. Let's try it again. Okay, so this worked. This problem took me a while to solve, so I had to like check online to see how to make it work. Someone told me that if you don't get it in 20 minutes, check online. I tried to like go through it the whole day, but this is how to solve it, right? You have to think, and Python is a good method to solve this problem because Python has a lot of built-in functions, easier ways to sum and calculate things backwards. So Python is very useful. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a nice day.